All right, folks, welcome back. This week is maintenance week. So we've been working on some projects, and mostly our awning toppers is what my problem is we've got one of them, and I'll show you here in a second, but the screws have broken off in the mounting bracket. We've got another one on the door side, that one of the screws, and what that does is it lets it rub up against the camper, and it rubs a hole in your awning. We've got two different methods. One of them, we'll take the whole thing apart. This one, I think we're just going to drill some new holes and run a new self-tapping screw in there. So let's see how this goes. We got to move some of the cording back in, and I've done a short on this. Have you ever walked around your RV and noticed that the piping on some of your slide toppers is starting to come out? Here's a quick way to fix it. You're going to need a ladder, so you're going to need a small screwdriver. If you're not comfortable with heights, don't try this. On the end of the awning roller tube, it's a small hole here, and that is a place that once you unwind the pressure, you can put the screwdriver in and lock it into place. Be able to turn the awning, relieve the pressure on it, and simply slide it back in place. Now that I got my screwdriver in place, I've got the pressure relieved on this, our piece of webbing here will simply slide back into place and get it back where it belongs. Be sure and do not let this awning snap back into place. As you can see, our problem has been fixed. All right, you can see right here, these screws, and I've already got this one tensioned off of it. These screws right here have broken off on both sides. I've already got one of them out. What we're gonna have to do is take all of this apart, take this arm out, retap these screws in place, and then put it back up here. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now there's whatever studs left in that one's got it kind of stuck. So I'm gonna have to drill that out. I didn't show y'all because I was too busy trying to drill, but basically take these two things here, drill out some new holes. I have got some new self-tapping that I'm gonna put back in those places there. So now I gotta do the other one. All right, so now I've got new holes, create us a new locking mechanism. Hopefully this is gonna work. Now we're gonna go back around to the other side, see if I can figure out a way to show y'all what's going on while I try to single-handedly put this awning topper back together. This ought to be good. The trick to it is if you take these things off, that on the very end there, that is spring loaded. So on ours, each one of them has 12 rounds on each side. So if you decide to take this apart, it's definitely something you need to take into consideration. Just don't pop it off, it'll bust your knuckle. And then not only that, in order for it to have the right tension on it, you're gonna need to put it back on like it came off. Now, I'm gonna go to the other end. I need my ladder. Well, come on. There. Getting some of this put back together so that it doesn't fall apart. Because I'm afraid if I pull this too far this way, it's going to pull it out from down there. So let's go do that side. All right, so we got it all back together. We got the tension back on it like it's supposed to be. Put these back in here. What this does is keeps it from sliding off this way. That's back in place. Next thing we gotta do is line these up, put our new self-tapping screws in there, and then go to the other side and do that, and we'll be done. I put my old man glasses on so I can see if our holes are anywhere near lining up. And it's looking good. There we go. Now let's go do the same thing to the other side. Turn this baby loose and we'll be done. And then just like over there, make sure this is lined up. And it is. If you've got one of these impact guns, don't go crazy. This thing will snap screws off in a minute. All right. That's what we're just talking about, the whole thing that started this. And you can see up here, we've got a long hole. Up underneath here, there's a screw. And because these were broken, it was allowing it to rot back and rub on that screw. So now there's clearance all the way down through there. Shouldn't be an issue anymore. We'll let it out 2 or 3 times, you know, in the coming days as we travel, and this will even out a little bit. All right, you can see right here how the screw has been sheared off. This is under pressure right here, and what needs to happen is this needs to, and we'll loosen this up and let this pull back out and just drill some new holes in here and put some new screws. What that does is it allows this to rub up against the side of the camper up in here, and you don't want that. That side still got its screws in it. It's doing pretty good, but we will probably put some new ones in it just for some extra support on it while we're there. A little small screwdriver in there, and that lets it rest on here, and you can see that that takes the tension off of it and pops this back out where it needs to go. Once I did that, I realized that this screw here was sheared off as well. So what I'm going to do is drill a hole here, and just put some new ones in there instead of trying to take this whole thing apart like we did on the other side. So let's see how this goes. I don't know that I can film and drill at the same time. So you may have to use your mind, pretend that you saw what it looks like to drill a hole on there. So I'll get right back to you. Got us a couple of new holes drilled. See right there. Got some screws we're going to run up in there, and hopefully that'll take care of this problem on this side. That's what the final game looks like. You can see that there's plenty of room up underneath it, so it's not rubbing on the side of the camper anymore. It should suit us fine. We'll see how this holds up. I'll have to let y'all know down the road if it continues to hold like it's supposed to, and we'll see what happens. Easy fix, not too bad to deal with. That's what it takes to fix your awning. You have to have help though. So if y'all like what we're doing and you like this DIY stuff, hey, let me know. I'm not a professional, not trained. We just work on our own stuff, and hopefully we can help y'all work on yours and save you some bucks along the way. If you need to hire a tech, we've got some people. Let us know. I've got people. Thanks a bunch, and we'll see you next week.